Yeah, this is the last room we're gonna finish the bracing on, and right now I'm just trying to figure out, because this wall right here is 9.2.5, this is 9.3, and this is 9.4 over here, so I have to try to figure out how to get the plywood on to match everything.
Mike said he's pretty much done with what he's got here with the little that I picked up yesterday.
Yeah.
I think there's he still needs to double up on the top part of the 2x6, but other than that, I mean it's
okay.
It looks good. It looks really good.
I'm gonna go get some more pipe and conduit and stuff.
All right.
Hardware store I was at was sold out. I've been doing nonstop research on getting LVLs. The LVL, the structural ones, it turns out those things are like gold. The 4-month wait right now.
Wow.
And I almost ordered them 2 months ago going, they were having a hard time getting them, and they're like, we expect some more coming in. I was like, okay, I'll just wait. And I calculated it all, every LVL we need. The way this house is designed, the way how open it is, that's what the engineers designed, LVLs. It's a big old structural beam that'll open the entire house up.
Yeah.
Well, they're sold out,
yes.
And all the factories are shut down. I mean, of course, there's the COVID excuse.
Yeah,
so
always.
We're going steel.
Huh.
Steel is cheaper than an LVL right now. So a steel beam that'll hold 15,000 pounds, which is 5,000 pounds more than the LVL design, is $340, and the steel was and the LVL was $540. I'm like, the world is upside down, man.
Cheaper and stronger.
We're about to go buy some more steel I-beams.
Oh goodness.
But they're smaller.
Okay.
They're not as big as that. Those things are skyscraper steel.
Yeah. And how high do we have to lift them?
All the way up.
Okay.
30 feet.
Oh.
See, now you can actually see there's going to be a foundation here. It all makes sense now. Now they just got to bring the dirt in. Now I'm looking at it going, man, I hope we have enough dirt. We never have enough on this site. It's like we hauled all this dirt out, and now we're hauling it all back in. It's just we didn't have the place to store it all. So, yeah, that big mound where we dug out the septic is where it's going to be going right here. I'm going to make a bet. I bet we're going to need to buy some more dirt. Excellent. It's heinous looking paint. Water sealant. So with this structure that they're building to hold up the concrete lid here, it's got to hold about 70,000 pounds of concrete. And so our skid steer weighs about 10,000 pounds. So we got to park 7 skid steers on this, guys.
Ahoy!
Ahoy there!
When we get the plywood up, you want to test it?
Well, my question for you is, will you stand underneath it while I drive the skid steer on top?
Yeah.
That's brave. But that's what it's got to hold.
We're going to put double bracing every other one.
Okay. So you
just
need,
for insurance, yeah.
Yeah. So you need wood.
We need wood. You saw what we had, and
all right.
we're going to have to have some more.
I trust you. Look, I'm already walking on it. All right. Hey, I looked up this beam. This thing can hold on a 20-foot span 50,000 pounds.
Wow. You know what you do?
Ain't gonna work. On the top of
And so when we poured the bottom, the pool foundation, I guess we just poured it flat because the pool design wasn't 100% yet, and so now we're kind of like, oh, this is how it's going to shape out, where the hot tub's going to go, and I got the design for that. So now we know where the thing's going, and we're like, oh, this would all have to be sprayed gunite, and the hot tub's out in here, and so what we're looking at is this amount of quantity. Gunite goes for $270 a yard right now, and so the amount of dirt and concrete is so much cheaper. It's like $30 a yard and versus, you know, $100 a yard for concrete. So it's so much cheaper to do this, and we have to structurally do it, compact it, and then the concrete is obviously almost incompressible. So we get all that done, and it'll be super strong. And the gunite will be on top of this. But they got the angle and the shape of the pool. We got our chase for our equipment and plumbing runs. And so yeah, it's going to be real strong and much cheaper. As soon as we get this poured and that poured, the foundation's done. So then we can come in, these guys can tie the steel for the pool, and then we can actually spray the gunite. And then we can start working on driveways and working on the dock, because the dock needs a concrete lid on it too.
that one back. Okay.
And if we stick a 2x4 and bring it out just an inch, well, that should be all right.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah. It just gives it that much more off just nails, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
there's a big rock jammed in the side. Which,
Like between the tracks?
yeah. Oh, you're just sitting on it. Hey, just try to go back slowly.
Okay.
I know, easier said than done, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just keep going back. Alright. It was just that rock right there. I mean,
That one rock.
that one rock was kicking your butt.
Not cool.
First floor of the house here, man. What do you think, Michael? Wow. After all this fighting this hill up and down, digging these big old beams and setting these massive concrete pours, this is going to be the smallest pour we've done yet, and it's really one of the most important ones. This is what our house sits on. So, it's all right.
Alright, so here's the steel structure we put up, right? And all the beams that Juan and Carlos are making run the same direction as these steel I-beams. There's a cross brace here and a cross brace over there. And it's got to hold the weight of all those beams, right? That are being made. And they're not light. I mean, I think it's about 1,000, 2,000 pounds of lumber being suspended with these beams. Well, the engineer calls out an LVL, which is I think it's laminated strands lumber that's vertical in strength. And I looked up the table, and a 15-foot LVL can support, 3 of them sandwiched together, can support about 10,000 pounds. And so you can't just swap it out with regular dimensional lumber. And so to make up for it, we're going to put a steel I-beam. This is a W45, or this is a W12 by 45, which is just the flange thickness and heights. So we're going to go with a W8 by 21, and that can hold 15,000 pounds going across. So if we would have known this, I wouldn't have cut the steel off over there. I would have run it all the way up. But now we're going to be running I-beams between the two on the back side here. And then as this one goes up tall, 24 feet, we're going to extend it up, each one of them, and do another cross one to hold the beams that go out above that. Because this is the first balcony, which is 10 feet. The next balcony is a 6-foot balcony that extends out. But they need structural supports in between. And so it's an upside down world where we got steel that is actually cheaper than lumber. And it just blows my mind. I think it was like $200 cheaper per beam to go with the steel option. And I'm talking like 2-3 years ago, steel would have been twice, maybe 3 times as much, because the LVLs was an awesome, strong, cheap way of going. But apparently not anymore. So we're gonna have at least 2 stories of steel, and possibly a third. Well, I know there's going to be a third because it's supporting the roof. I don't know if we're going to use steel columns going up to support it, but it's going to be amazing. The old Jesus nut's on the helicopter, right? It's the nut that holds the blades on.
Yeah.
So if the nut comes off, the blade comes off, and the helicopter just. So it's called the old Jesus nut. Well, you're going to make the old Jesus bracket.
Okay.
Because up here, at about 22 feet up, there's going to be a tri-bracket. It's going to be a beam that goes that way, a beam that goes that way, and a beam that goes this way.
Okay.
And so it's all going to hang on that one spot.
Wow.
And the beams are going to go that way, and that way. And it's holding the whole house up.